Sara, 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 she is just like you.
So today we have with us Rupa Ganguly, who is a classical dancer, a great artist as well as an actor. She will throw insight into this sensitive issue of date rape. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, thank you. So Rupa, could you tell us that why is it, that what is the cause basically of this date rape? Girls are emotional creatures, they are devotional people. In the sense, girls then later on land up, making disoriented choices of their partners. So what is basically the cause of this kind of, scenario where date rape takes place?
I think like we all know that women are emotional beings, and sometimes when we are going out, girls mistake physical intimacy with emotional involvement also, most of the times. So once we are feeling that because we are emotionally involved, that is why we become physically intimate. But they say it's not it sometimes is not the case with the guy. He may not be physically involved, may not be emotionally involved to get physically involved.
Yeah, they say that girls give sex to get love and boys give love to get sex.
Yes.
So
Sometimes we feel that probably because we are getting physically intimate, it may imply as emotional involvement as well. But it's not the case all the time.
Sometimes it also happens, that they see the test of love, that please come and test, that your love, how far it can
That
go.
is that is like a caution. That's an alarm.
Yeah,
That is an alarm. No, yes, that is completely an alarm. See, if a man is asking you, like sometimes it's like a test of your love, then it's an alarm. No man will ask you to have sex with him to prove that you love him. If a man is telling you that if you make out with me or have sex with me, it shows how much you love me, that's not true.
Such blackmail is not allowed.
That is not true.
Okay. But what are the pitfalls, that sometimes it happens that, you're traveling back home with a friend, with a boyfriend, and you land up, getting physically involved, or suppose you're going for a party and, you leave your drink unattended and you realize that you're on bed with somebody. So all these, social evils, sometimes it happens that you never know who, where, when might, take advantage of you. So what is the, what are the pitfalls, when girls come to know about all this later?
It's a huge emotional turmoil. It's a feeling of being used. It's something because we have voluntarily gone for a date with that guy, sometimes we can't raise our voice, which is very, very damaging sometimes emotionally. Having said that, yes, no matter what happens, we are always told that we should not keep our drinks unattended. Or even while coming back, we trust, we don't know who to blame. We trust a friend, we come with him or her, and something like this happens. But the only way, I suppose, is to be careful, is to first not get into the emotional trap. And when we are emotional, it's also very difficult to decipher the right from the wrong.
Between the jerks and a real man.
Yeah, women invariably, mostly are always involved in physical intimacy when they're emotionally involved. But the other man may or may not realize it. Or he may realize it and wouldn't want to pay attention to it or own up to it.
Yeah, take onus for the responsibility.
Absolutely.
He may just chicken out and say, you went with me, so even I went out with you. So
sometimes they don't even have to say it. It so happens they don't even have to say it that okay, you also came out with me. Hello. So sometimes
if I slept with you, so you also slept with me.
Yeah. So they will chicken out from the responsibility that okay, she may have been uncomfortable, that sensitivity is not there because they don't want to face it.
Yeah.
They don't want to face it.
Tell me why, that research has shown, that 90% of such date rapes happen during New Year's Eve or during a rock concert or during Holi festival. I mean, what does it happen, all of a sudden their hormones start, blowing up over the top, and these girls or even boys, for that matter, they are being physically abused and by girls and thrown, haywire. So what happens, that why is it that, what are the pitfalls, of this kind of situation where date rape happens, and sometimes people are so vulnerable and they don't even know that something bad has happened with them, and at times, it is not, according to the laws of the land. So it's like, I mean, something, if you can tell us, what are the pitfalls, of such a scenario which can be avoided? What are these social evils that actually bring forth, this situation and cause, families a lot of pain and suffering?
Very difficult to say. In social gatherings like this, mostly girls and boys are unattended sometimes. Teenagers or older young adults are unattended sometimes, and I feel a girl, even if she gets into a situation like this, which is very, very unfortunate, should not take herself to be culprit. It's the morality of the other person that has died. It's not her fault at all. And here,
and vice versa. Sometimes the boys are also being
Absolutely.
taken advantage of, used by the girls, and then they get emotionally trapped and they get emotionally strewn apart.
sometimes
So
it's also a family member, uncle, aunt, relative, neighbor.
Taking advantage.
Yeah.
It can, the situation, you never know from where it can erupt. But Rupa, like I had this friend of mine, a doctor friend of mine, who was, on her first date or first love affair, she got involved physically, and later she was repenting. She was filled with so much anger and hatred for her body that she refused, that she refused to get married because she did not want to get physically intimate with anybody. That was the repercussion of her, like her psychology had played with her. So I feel very sad, that such incidences should not happen. So do you think you have any experience of yours or your friends, whom you can relate to and say that, yeah, they were a victim, and how they evolved, gradually over a period of time by, like not succumbing, to that situation, but actually going through that healing and therapy and channelizing those bad negative feelings towards something great, good?
Well, yes. In this case, it was the girl's first time. The man just, from how she described to me, the guy just turned around and left, which means he didn't want to face it.
Responsibility.
He didn't want to take responsibility, onus. It was just that much for him. But the girl was left confused.
Yes, confused.
Was left so confused. I don't know if we can call it rape. She even though she went there hoping to spend time with the man, she didn't went there hoping to for it to turn into sex. Yeah, she thought of connecting with him again after a year and a half, and wanted to be friends with him,
To redeem, to heal herself.
To let that first experience not be a horrendous memory, to save it from being a bad memory for the rest of her life.
Okay.
So she thought maybe if this is what she shared with me, a close friend of mine, that she told me that I wanted to meet Rupa, I wanted to be friends with him so that
Then maybe she could get love back again or something.
yeah, or maybe a good cordial relationship may wipe out the horror or the emotional turmoil she went through.
Okay, Rupa, now there are millions of people, viewers viewing this show. So what is that take home, how would you like, our parents to educate themselves as to what precaution they can take, while allowing their children to mix with the sex of the opposite group, I mean, why is it, that parents are not becoming aware and educating themselves and their children about, this natural growing process, and so that we have these less and less incidences of such, date rapes, and people are like, living a happy lives, and this social evil can actually be thrown out of our society. The whole scenario becomes very ugly, and it's like poisonous, like you're spreading poison around.
Here, can I request the men folk to know and always realize that if a girl is involved with you physically, most of the time she's involved emotionally. So, to save her from any damage, take her into confidence. Tell her that, I feel like this, are you comfortable? But I may or may not look into a relationship, but we are friends and I feel like this about you. What do you think about it? Little sensitivity might help save someone from, very very severe emotional damage.
And what about the parents? You know, they blame the child that कल मुही तूने तो हमारा खानदान का नाम ही डुबा दिया है, हमारी नस्ल खराब हो गई है.
That is very sad. That is very sad. The girl or the culprit or the victim, sorry, is not supposed to be blamed. They are the ones who need to be uplifted, elevated from that situation. It is something that has happened to them that may have damaged their. They are not the culprits here. They are the victims. So to help them emotionally come out of it is a responsibility of a parent, and I think during our growing up years, parents should make sure that children are comfortable with them. And I mean, I'm sure we are going to be parents soon in the future. What I want to remember is that I want to trust my child. When he or she comes and tells me something, I want to trust him. I don't want to blame her that अच्छा तुमने तो तुम्हारा relationship इसके साथ भी हुआ उसके साथ भी हुआ तो no. I mean, you run after, look, you are only running after men, they don't care about you. That's not the kind of statements I want to pass.
In fact, there is one wise author, famous author, Daisaku Ikeda. He has said, that when men take girls out or, their girlfriends out, they must always treat them just like the way they would want their daughters or their sisters to be treated, They should be careful and take responsibility and act in a responsible manner. So with this, I invite our viewers to please come and share your experiences of trial and error, mistakes, or whatever you have gone through, and write to us on sarashe'sjustlikeYou.in, because your experiences will add a lot of meaning and give a lot of clarity to thousands of viewers and also save them from such mistakes or such incidences. Thank you and God bless.
Sara, 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 she is just like you. Sara, 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 she is just like you. No more tears, no more doubt, no more pretense. Now I will walk along the path of happiness. My heart is brimming with courage and joy, and I will grow with my might every day. Just like you. Sara, 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 she is just like you. And this is song of total victory, and I determine, no matter what, I'll surely win. No matter what, I'll surely win. Never give up, never give in, to reaffirm my youthful vow. Everywhere I see Sara, 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 she is just like you. Sara, 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 she is just like you. Sara, she's just like you.